What's up, everybody? CoKnowPro coming at you with a little project here. We're going to be replacing this non-grounded outlet, which is an old duplex outlet, with a new grounded Decora plug tamper-proof outlet with an unbreakable Decora plate that fits over it as a trim. Now this outlet is a non-grounded outlet, and this plug can only take these type of devices. We're going to convert it into a grounded outlet, which is code, so it has a grounded tip, so it can take 3-pronged outlet devices. Once we're done with this, we'll be able to test this with this plug, with this tester here. So let's go over the tools. We have a drill, flathead screwdriver. This is going to be my ground wire. This is a tamper-proof plug, as I once said before. And this is the plate. This is a box cutter. This is a wire stripper, crimper, bender, cutter, electrical tape, steel tapping screws. All right, let's rock. So what this is actually is a battery charger. I'm going to use this as a temporary power checker to make sure I have power and I'm live. So once I do that, see that I'm live there, gotta make sure I isolate the power on the breaker box, the sub panel box, which is right here, turn it off. So I believe it's 4, but if you don't know which one it is, you can turn off the breakers. Like, let's turn this one off. Still blinking? That's not the one. Shut that back on. That's the one. Number 4 is the breaker we're using. The reason I'm not turning off all of the breakers is because I still need to have power in the rest of the unit. So now that we isolated that breaker, we know we're off of power. Everything's off, we're good. Double check it. There's no power. Ready to rock. First thing I like to do, slice around the edge of the plate in case there's any paint. Because if there's any paint here, it'll peel. Once you remove this, it'll peel and can rip the paint, and then you'll have to touch up the paint. Okay, take this flathead screwdriver. Remove the existing plate. Now, I like to take those razor blades, slice underneath here, break the paint seal. Also, like to make sure those flatheads are clean on the inside there. Then, one last thing, I like to double check that my power is still out. Verified, good. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Oh yeah. So here we go. Can never have too many thumbs up on safety. Safety, safety, safety is number 1. Make sure not to strip these screws, because if you strip them and you don't clean them out proper with the razor blade or with your screwdriver before you screw those out, you'll have a tough time if you strip these heads. Okay? Then when you pull this out, don't pull too hard, because you don't want to damage the wire against the inside of the old flex conduit. This is an old steel box here that we're going to be using to ground our new plug. I'll unscrew this. This is the neutral side, this is the hot side. Typically that would be red. A lot of times in these old buildings, they'll run out of wire, so they use a different color wire. No big deal. Take that off there. I like to bend it out of the way. Just want to unscrew this one, like so. Let up a little bit and pop that out of there. Now we're good. Okay, now what I like to do is attach my ground. So what we're going to do here, see this has different gauges on it to strip the wire. We find the one that we are here. That's good. You go around in a circle to score the plastic. You don't want to cut the wire. Then you take this, turn it around like that. And I like to go like this. so I can attach my screw is out of the way, which is this steel tapping screw. See that? It's gonna go on there like that. Won't come off, but I don't have it too tight because you still want it to spin. You want the screw to be able to spin. You don't want to have that too tight on there. So once you have that, you get this. Make sure you have an extension on here. I like this flashlight. This drill is great. It has a flashlight, so you can see inside there. So then, I know the ground is going to be down on the bottom of the plug. The plug is going in right here. So we can put the ground right down in that corner, right here. Boom. Okay? We're in. You see that? We're attached to a steel box. My ground is grounded. Now what I'll do, it's going to be about here, so we can make this puppy. I'll cut this guy down out there. Strip this wire. I have that ready to go. Right? And that goes like that, you see? Take this, spin it around. Use it wide enough so you can lock it on there, like that. Take your drill, screw that down tight. See that? There we go. There's my ground. Now the plug is grounded in there. Good. We like to leave room on the ground so that when we pull everything out, there's room, just like there's room everywhere else on the wires. You always want to leave room. So now we'll attach this like so. Basically the same way you took it off from the old plug. Spread that out a little bit. It's a little tricky. Sometimes you gotta bend these wires. Get it in there. Alright, let's go like this. There we go. Squeeze them back up like that. And then we tighten it. Oh yeah, baby. That is good. That's what we want to see. Now, go to this side. Okay. Got our existing hot here. Let's try to hook this on. This is gonna loop in there. Twist that out a little bit. Let me open it just a little bit. There we go. See that? Sure, that's pulled tight. Tighten that down. Be careful not to strip it. Okay, now we're good. Now what I like to do, before I push it back in, I like to stick my power. This is to make sure it's grounded. Now if both those two lights light up, then that means it's correctly installed. Okay. Okay, let's go check. Everything's good. There's no metal touching metal. Everything's clear. I can turn on power. So when I go back over to my number 4, click it on. Come back and inspect. Now don't touch anything. Just look. 2 lights are on. That means that's correct. Okay? We have a grounded outlet. Great. Thumbs up. Now let me go back and turn the breaker off. We'll kick that puppy back off. Number 4. Boom. Okay, see, now we're good. No more power, it's dead. So then I'll remove this. Okay, and then what I like to do is I like to back these screws out of the way. Like so. of the way. Like so. Then I take this is where I take the electrical tape. See these terminals? These are your hots. And this is your hot. So this is all hot. So if that touches any box or anything in there, it can create a spark. So what I like to do is put this electrical tape like this around the terminals. So I'm protecting the terminals when I put it back into that metal box. Okay? Like that. See that there? Now, we're just gonna slowly, easily press the metal the wires back in there. You don't want it to crimp or get hurt. You do it slowly. Make sure you set these screws right where they need to be. Okay, screw a little bit in down there. I like to start with the bottom, and I feed in the top. Find my hole in there. Make sure it's level. Tighten it down. It's a little too tight. About right there. A little bit. Looks good. Okay. Then you take your plate. And you put it like so. I always like to make my screws up and down like that. Tighten it in. It's an unbreakable plate, but it still means don't do too tight, because things that say unbreakable sometimes could be breakable. So I like that, like that, like that. Looks good. There's no movement in it. Put our power in there. Plug, tester. Make sure we take that breaker back on. Boom. We're rocking. That's how we do it. Now there's a new plug here, tamper-proof, ready to rock. And that's how we do it, CoKnowPro. Hope you like that. Over and out, everybody.